Okay, look Nintendo, I love you. Kind of. But there's no way I'm spending $70 on your newest Zelda game. No matter how much I love Zelda, that's just too much money for a video game.
Also, this branch is almost broken. So here's another one of Link's new abilities. If we use this branch and the rock over here, and do this, look, we can stick them together.
Want to hear a funny story? So I actually wrote a script the other day for this video. Took me about a few hours, and then I realized I had to scrap the entire thing because I didn't realize that they were dropping gameplay footage for Tears of the Kingdom the day after I finished the script.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more.
In my original script, I expressed the fact that I was kind of worried about the price of the game and the fact that there was no gameplay footage outside of the 2 trailers that we saw, even though the game releases in like a month. But I mean, the gameplay that just released today, it just proved everything I said wrong. I was worried that between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, there wouldn't be enough new features to warrant a $70 price. I mean, to be honest, $70 is still a fuck ton for a Switch game, but at the very least, I feel that we can confidently say that this is not just like an expansion of Breath of the Wild. Even though it is, it's not like just DLC like people thought it was gonna be. It does seem like a legitimate sequel. Like I said, in some ways, it seems that the gameplay features that we've been shown so far that are gonna be in Tears of the Kingdom are kind of like just an expansion on some of the features that were in the original Breath of the Wild. Link's new fuse ability, which is basically a very simplified crafting sort of system. I guess that's the best way to describe it. That looks very interesting. One of the main problems, or one of my main gripes with the first Breath of the Wild, was the lack of weapon variety. In general, the fuse ability seems to make the combat significantly more interesting, which I'm extremely thankful for. After my first run or two of Breath of the Wild, I'd be lying if I said the combat didn't eventually get a bit repetitive. Plus, if they're asking for $70 for this game, I would expect the combat to be a bit different. Jesus, I still can't get over that price. Fucking $70. Why? If they're gonna ask for 70 of my hard-earned buckaroos for this game, my copy of Tears of the Kingdom better give me the Gok 9000. They also showed us this new ability, which, to be honest with you, I just didn't really care about because, I mean, we already saw it, first of all. It was already in Breath of the Wild, but it was a lot sillier in that game too, so I'm gonna have to give this edition a thumbs down. While the fuse ability adds variety to the combat and weapons, it seems that the Ultra Hand will expand more on the primitive building system that was introduced in the first game. I also assume that this will probably be used to make puzzles more engaging. The shrines were easily some of the least enjoyable parts of the last game for me, especially later in the game, so I appreciate this new feature a lot. The last new feature that they showed is the Ascend ability. There's not much to say about it aside from the fact that it may or may not make climbing obsolete in large parts of the game. I do not mind this. Overall, this gameplay showcase has kind of gotten rid of a decent amount of my worries regarding Tears of the Kingdom, except for the map and the price. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but it goes without saying that it's asking for a bit too much for a standard release of a game, especially a Switch title. Man, this shit can't even run at 60 FPS, bruh. And though I, as well as many others, may seem like man-children for making such a big deal about whether or not the map is different or not, anyone who's played Breath of the Wild will admit that one of the best things about that game was the exploration. Back in 2017, being able to explore all of Hyrule right after getting off of the Great Plateau was different, and it was fun finding landmarks and interesting areas for the first time. If they give us the same map with just a few differences after 6 years of waiting, I can't promise that I'll play this entry in this series as much as the previous, but I can guarantee this. I will spend a significant amount of my time using the Ultra Hand ability to create giant penises.